I'm CB, and today we're going to be talking about underwriting and how to fix it. Or more accurately, I'm going to be talking about underwriting because this is a recording. Anyways, let's start with the basics. What is underwriting? Underwriting is exactly what it sounds like. Underwritten works don't provide the reader with the necessary details to be fully immersed in the story. They're basically just the bare bones of the meaty slab that is a book. Luckily, my struggle with underwriting wasn't in vain. My years upon years of suffering have provided me with the necessary skills to defeat underwriting. They got a little medieval there. Kind of liked it. Without further ado, here are my 4 tips for defeating the evils of underwriting. Number 1, outlining. In the outlining stage, you lay out every step of your story. This is the blueprint your book will be based on. The blueprints of a house show the floor plan. If your bathroom isn't big enough, you adjust the blueprints. You don't want to have to build an entire house, then take out a wall just so you can fit in a bathtub that you can fully spread out in. Writers are the architects of books, and outlines are the time for trial and error, for making sure the bathtub fits. Number 2, subplots. Not only will subplots boost your word count, but they'll just generally improve your story. Subplots give your characters a chance to blossom like the beautiful flowers they truly are. Instead of just a story about Leroy's quest for the magical sword of butterflies, we also get a story about Leroy's identity crisis. Maybe the reason he needs to find the magical sword of butterflies is because his mom was actually a butterfly, and now Leroy doesn't know if he's a mouse like his dad or a butterfly like his mom, or maybe he's neither. Now, Leroy's story has layers, and we as readers get to see the drama! Number 3, setting the scene. This is the one that I truly struggle with. I'll have a nice long outline, I'll have a bunch of subplots, but still the word count is disappointing. The problem is, my stories suffer from white room syndrome. For those of you that don't know, white room syndrome is when a scene is happening, but the reader doesn't know where it is. They know what the characters look like, they know what they're doing, they know what they're saying, but all of this is happening on a blank canvas. Combating white room syndrome by filling in your scene descriptions not only improves your story, but bulks up your book. A good way to figure out if your story suffers from WRS is to have other people read it. I know the prospect of someone else reading a story can be scary and daunting, but it's extremely important in the development of your skills. Number 4, show don't tell. If you've ever watched or read any sort of writing advice, you probably know the phrase, show don't tell. I, for one, have heard it more times than I could possibly count, but I'm still going to say it. Show don't tell will not only add length to your novel, it will also make your writing better. Instead of saying, CB was mad, say, CB's brow furrowed, and she clenched her jaw. Her eyes blazed with fury. She unsheathed the dagger and attacked. In the second example, the reader will be able to see the scene unfold before them and interpret the emotions for themselves. Other than just improving your word count, seeing how your characters express their emotions will give them more depth and make them more realistic. Bonus! Hiring an editor. When I worked with my amazing editor, don't worry, I'll put a link for her in the description, my book grew by a couple thousand words. This does not mean that you can just bundle up all the tips I've already said and toss them out the window. Hiring an editor is an extremely important part of the writing process, and it cannot be skipped. The reason I'm adding it to the list is that if you're just short of hitting whatever word count goal that you want to reach, I don't want you to add in meaningless fluff. Work with your editor and come up with a solution together. That's it, my 4-ish tips for vanquishing the evil flames of underwriting. And hey, maybe you don't even need to add length to your story. Not every book needs to be 100,000 words. Mine aren't. If you want to see these tips and tricks in action, check out my debut novel, Shadows of Willow Tree, on Amazon. It's available in both ebook and paperback, links in the description. If you'd like spending your time here with me today, you can hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Thanks for watching, and have fun writing. The blueprints of a house show the... Don't mock me.